Nosedive is an episode in the series Black Mirror that depicts the unfair and unattached social relationships created through technology. In this episode, the protagonist, Lacey, continuously tries to become a highly ranked socialite, only to find that any glimmer of her real self is not highly rated at all. This episode dives into the realms of the facade of technology and how it negatively impacts society. In Nosedive, socioeconomics is solely based on characters' social rank, and in order for Lacey to rent the apartments she wants, she has to increase her social rankings. When an opportunity arises to go to a highly ranked old friend's wedding, Lacey takes the offer so she can be eligible for her apartment. Right before her claim to high status, Lacey faces several mishaps at the airport before departing for her trip, causing her downfall. In this airport scene, the use of color, close-ups, and mise-en-scene are used to emphasize the dangers of inhibiting meaningful encounters due to technology. The scene starts out with a long shot showing Lacey walking into the airport. This shot gives viewers a broadened view of the airport. The setting is set in pastel colors. Wardrobe and props all seamlessly blend together. Even Lacey blends into the environment. The airport is simplistic, almost sterile in appearance. As Lacey makes her way up to the counter, other people in the background can be seen glued to their cell phones, not engaging in any other type of stimulus.
Hi there, how you doing?
I am wonderful.
The pastel color palette shown throughout this episode is used to show a dreamy, almost unrealistic world. It is clear that emotional wreckage is just beyond the horizon. There is little to no emphasis on nature, showing that this world all exists within the parameters of cell phones. While Lacey is at the airport, the outside world is shown through a window behind the airport attendant and appears to be completely black. This shows how everything is focused inside the airport at that very moment. Nothing else matters besides what is happening within those walls that are trapping Lacey. Lacey's wardrobe correlates with her cell phone, showing her personality is channeled into her device. Ambient lighting shifts based on the mood of the scene, from white light, blue light, to peak hues that match Lacey's skin tone and wardrobe. Lighting is used to emphasize important and meaningful encounters for Lacey's development. Blue colors represent the cold and sterile world Lacey lives in, while the pink hues are represented in her innocence and her rose-colored glasses view of the world. The long shot at the beginning of the scene is contrasted against the close-ups used throughout Lacey's and the airport attendant's conversation. Close-ups are used to provide an intimate look at characters, and the use of close-ups in this scene provide intel on how Lacey begins to feel out of control of her own life. The close-ups of Lacey are juxtaposed to the attendants and security guards' close-ups, showing Lacey's fragility and innocence against a biased and discriminatory system.
No, but I need it now.
All downvotes are subject to a ×2 multiplier.
×2?
We recommend you avoid negative feedback at this time.
I'm on double damage?
Please, remove yourself from the airport immediately.
The airport scene is minimalistic in props and characters. This emphasizes the importance of what rapport is taking place within the scene.
Ranking.
But it's so close.
There's just nothing I can do.
Christ, I mean, surely.
I'm gonna have to ask you to moderate your language then.
The mise-en-scene of the airport also gives way of how sterile and similar things become when not focused in reality and rather on social devices. The simplicity in props and lighting mimics Wes Anderson's style, putting viewers on edge as they try to navigate through the raking dystopian turmoil. During Lacey's journey to the airport, she is set off by a couple of interactions that take her down to a 4.1. The sky is black and most lighting is artificial or white-pink light. Once Lacey enters the airport, the ambiance changes to a more stimulating setting. The colors and lighting mimic the colors of a phone screen, depicting that Lacey is not in control of her life, but rather her ranking is.
That's reserved for members of our Prime Flight program. You gotta be a 4.2 or over to qualify.
This episode of Black Mirror accentuates how social media profiles are not accurate representations of who someone really is. Relying on social ranking and profiles creates a self-obsessed society. Nosedive is an eye-opening look at how genuine feelings dissipate behind screens and how fake socialites really are. Throughout the episode, Lacey is seen as a kind and non-problematic person trying to gain the approval of her peers. During the airport scene, it is made clear through the use of color, close-ups, and mise-en-scene that being able to control someone's life through social ranking systems is evasive and creates disconnects between real human emotions. Despite Lacey doing everything right, one bad day ruined all of her chances of living an upscale life. As Lacey plummets into an inescapable downfall, viewers are reminded that life goes beyond their screens. In a social media-obsessed dystopia, there's nothing to gain but everything to lose.